What's that? Go in the green trunk. Yeah, man. Oh, got him, bro. Time. All right.
You know, that's
Say, that's what you say.
Get him to have you. Smart. Come on, hit it, Johnny. Hands up, bro. Work in there, Ralph. Hands up, hands up. See if you do it, Will. Raise it up.
Once attended a terror training camp in Afghanistan that was often visited by Osama bin Laden. He later traveled extensively in Iraq, Afghanistan, and Pakistan and served as liaison between terror networks. Al-Kurdi was killed in an early morning raid near Abu Ghraib on March 27. In Washington, Steve Santani, Fox News.
Our next news break comes your way at the top of the hour. I'm Donna Fiducia. The O'Reilly Factor continues after this break right here on the most powerful name in news, the Fox News Channel.
It's been 25 years. 25 years since we first made our mark in America. 25 years of building a buzz. Of turning drivers into fanatics. 25 years of proving that Mitsubishi's next 25 years are going to be even more thrilling than the last. Get ready. The next 25 years begin today.
Honey,
Yeah?
do you know what this light switch does?
Which one?
The one on the right.
I know one.
All right,
Yep.
on, off, on. Are you looking?
Yes.
Off, on, off, on, off, on, off, on, off.
Life comes at you fast. When it does, nobody covers your car like Nationwide. Investments, retirement, insurance.
Nationwide is on your side.
On April 21st, the Secret Service's most decorated agent
Made time. Wow, that's good.
will become. You've got a traitor in the organization. America's most wanted man. Being investigated for treason.
What? I am being framed.
Now,
You were friends.
we were the man in train. Must hunt him down.
Don't make me do this. You want to shoot me? Shoot me!
The Sentinel. Rated PG-13. April 21st.
From humble beginnings, he became one of the most powerful men of all time. Wars were waged in his name, yet his teachings were meant to inspire peace. Now, in a Fox in Focus special, we trace his footsteps back to the origin, how he lived, what he preached, and how one man continues to change the course of history. Join me as we travel back to the holiest sites to find out who is Jesus. A Fox in Focus special Sunday.
The #1 show that dominates cable news. The O'Reilly Factor.
Thanks for staying with us. I'm Bill O'Reilly in a personal story segment tonight. Conservative commentator and author Ann Coulter has some strong views on illegal immigration, and here she is. It's a big mess, that's for sure. Where do you stand on it as far as what would you like to see?
I'd build a wall. In fact, I'd hire illegal immigrants to build the wall. And throw out the illegals who are here.
You would throw them
I
out.
can't even.
You would throw them out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the wall I got. I mean, you're being sarcastic with the illegal aliens, but the wall is.
No, it's cheap labor.
The wall may happen. I don't think it will, but it may. But when you say you throw the illegals out, that means you would organize squads of people to go into neighborhoods and demand to see citizenship papers, and if they didn't have them, throw them in paddy wagons and drive them to the border? Is that what you would do?
Actually, we could have done it very easily in the last week since they organized themselves into groups. You could have just sent paddy wagons to the protests.
And that would have
but no, I mean-
developed into a giant riot with violence and fear and loathing and all that.
The point is, Bill, if we're a country, we do have a right to determine not only who comes here to visit and stay on vacation and go to school here, but who comes here and stays forever for the rest of their lives. No other country behaves the way we do. Precisely how many police you deploy and so on and so forth really isn't the point. I mean, that's like saying, explain exactly how you're going to catch all check kiters out there, and if you can't do it, well, then check kiting shouldn't be a crime.
Okay,
this
but
should be
there's
a
a difference
crime. We know how
between-
to enforce things, and moreover, it's actually very easy to catch them. I mean, these people are living amongst us. They have to apply for jobs. They show up in hospitals. They show up in schools.
Yeah,
You
but
don't
they
even
have
have
phony
to deploy.
IDs and all that. But look, let's walk through it because this is a serious topic, and I want you to discuss it seriously. Would you agree with me? I know, but I don't think we can be. I don't think we could be rounding people up in a in an efficient way. I don't think that's possible. But the government is complicit in this problem because after the Reagan amnesty, the government then betrayed the folks, you and me and everybody watching, the federal government, under Democrat and Republican administrations, by not securing the border. So they gave people, millions of people, amnesty in the 80s, and then they didn't do anything, and millions more came. So the government is complicit in the problem. They're complicit in the problem.
Right.
That's number one. Okay? So it's not the fault.
And employers.
And employers. The employers wanted the cheap labor, and that's why the government looked the other way.
Right.
Because the Wall Street Journal guys and all the conservatives said, this is good for the economy, we need these laborers here, we're making more money, the economy's chugging along, Bill Clinton's not going to do anything.
Conservatives.
Well, look, the Wall Street
The
Journal...
Wall Street Journal Republicans.
They're the most powerful newspaper, conservative voice editorially in the country. And they have been consistent in their pro-business, we need illegal labor here, and you know that.
Well, look, I mean, you raise, I think, what is an important point. And I mean, most of all, what I would like done is for the American people to have a say in this. I mean, I've never seen an issue where public opinion seems so strongly on one side, but because of corporate interests, the government is acting the other way. How about putting this to a vote?
Listen, if the polls are correct, and I believe they are, there is no vote needed. Most Americans want the border secure and want the chaos to stop, and so do I. But I've always said if I were a poor migrant in Mexico or Guatemala, I'd come here too to feed my family.
Right, I agree.
And so I don't blame those the immigrants who come here. I don't. I blame the federal government.
Hardworking. Everything everyone says about them is true. I completely agree. But I also like the immigrants who come here.
If we're there, if you and I agree.
I like the immigrants who come here legally and go through all the trouble to fill out the paperwork and immigrate here legally. I like them even more.
So do I.
I mean, I don't think it's a great sign to have someone become a citizen by their first act being to break the laws of this country.
All right, this is what I want to do, and you tell me where I'm going wrong. All right, this is what I want to do. And I'll walk through it, and then you're critiquing me, which the audience is going to love. I don't want the wall, because the wall sends the wrong message to the rest of the world. I want the National Guard to back up the Border Patrol right now, right this minute, executive order signed by the President. Guard goes down, backs up the border. The coyotes and the drug smugglers immediately will cease because it's too risky, and people won't pay $1,000 to be led across when they know there's U.S. military from Brownsville to San Diego. And you don't have to put them everywhere. Put them at the choke points. You favor that?
I disagree ab initio with your point that a wall sends the wrong message. What message is that? That we're a country?
No.
That you have to apply to come in here?
We're no longer the beacon of freedom with the Statue of Liberty. We're now a walled nation.
Of course we are. But we're still a nation as opposed to a department store where anyone can just wander in.
Let me try this one on you. It's cheaper to do the Guard. It's cheaper to do it. It's more efficient. It's more mobile.
That's my proposal that we have illegal immigrants build the wall.
Okay. All right, so you wouldn't object the National Guard down there? Security?
No, but I do think it's sort of a waste of resources. I mean, in a national crisis, the National Guard does have a different duty. Perhaps we could start a new guard, but I think it would be easier to build a wall. You know, if there's a crisis someplace, you need to deploy the National Guard.
So you want the wall and I want the Guard, but the...
To repeat, The Great Quake premieres Sunday at 8 Eastern, 9 Pacific on the National Geographic Channel. Dare to explore.
Flavor can change. change how you look at water. Propel Fitness Water. Hydration never looked so refreshing. Propel. It's how Gatorade does water.
All legs lead to United Economy Plus, which offers more legroom than any other U.S. airline. United, it's time to fly.
Let's go light the blaze.
The home of Twisty McGee, sending you something to lure him out.
New crunchy twisted Cheetos snacks.
Crunchy. Twisted.
Kids and parents help Chester Cheetah at Cheetos.com.
Developed by Simmons and improved over 80 years, the Beauty Rest mattress with pocketed coil springs has stood the test of time. So while other mattresses come and go, original Beauty Rest pocketed coil springs provide unsurpassed motion separation and conform to the unique shape of your body, assuring you undisturbed sleep now and into the future. Simmons Beauty Rest. All you'll feel is rested.
Here's to men, to guys who want to take longer drives with fewer pit stops, to guys who want to spend less time in the men's room and more time fishing. And here's to Flomax. It's approved to treat male urinary symptoms due to BPH, also called an enlarged prostate. In 1 week, Flomax may help symptoms like going often, going urgently, weak stream, frequently waking up at night to go. For you, Flomax could make a difference in 1 week. Ask your doctor if symptoms are from BPH, not prostate cancer. Common side effects of Flomax are runny nose, dizziness, and decrease in semen. Upon standing, a sudden decrease in blood pressure may occur, rarely resulting in fainting. So when starting Flomax, avoid situations where injury could result. For more information, call 877-4-FLOMAX. Ask your doctor about Flomax. Flomax could make a difference in 1 week.
Retiva, smooth, sustained energy, and intense calorie burning too. Retiva, the little pink pill that lasts all day, all night. 2 capsules in the morning and you're good to go. Retiva, the calorie burning energy pill in the black and pink box.
At smarter retailers nationwide.
To order a DVD copy of The Gospel of Judas, visit shopngvideos.com or call 1-800-627-5162. Monday on Is It Real? 500 years ago, one man is said to have predicted Napoleon's rise, the Holocaust, even September 11th. But are the mysterious calculations of Nostradamus prophecy or fallacy? Is It Real? Nostradamus Effect premieres Monday at 8 on the National Geographic Channel.
We now return to the Gospel of Judas on the National Geographic Channel.
On a le bout de la lettre ici.
Oui, ça c'est le...
Back in Switzerland, the Judas puzzle is almost complete. The team concludes that about 15% of the gospel is lost forever, from holes in the text and fragments turned to dust. But 85% has been restored. And now, for the first time in almost 2,000 years, the Gospel of Judas can be read. A selection of scenes reveals a gospel that's both familiar and strange. These are passages from the gospel.
This is the secret account of the revelation that Jesus spoke with Judas 3 days before he celebrated Passover. When Jesus appeared on earth, he performed miracles and great wonders for the salvation of humanity. And since some walked in the way of righteousness, while others walked in their transgressions, 12 disciples were called. Often, did not appear to his disciples as himself, but he was found as a child among them.
The fact that Jesus appears as a child on occasion in the Gospel of Judas is, in fact, paralleled in other Gospels too. That there is something childlike about Jesus. Sometimes he appeared to be like a child. Sometimes he was the child of God in that kind of literal sense of being childlike.
It's often the case in these texts when it says that Jesus appeared to them as a child, that it's not meant to be taken literally. In the beginning of the teaching, he taught them only what they were able to see, and they could only understand the beginning level of his teaching. There's other texts that speak of Jesus appearing in the way that people could recognize him. To some, he appeared as a child, to others as a mature man, because they weren't able to understand him on a deeper level.
The Gospel of Judas uses familiar scenes to convey unfamiliar ideas.
One day, he was with his disciples in Judea, and he found them gathered together and seated in pious observance. When he approached his disciples, offering a prayer of thanksgiving over the bread, he laughed.
Jesus comes upon the group of disciples when they are celebrating together what looks to be a sacred meal. Maybe it's kind of like the Eucharist. And they're offering a prayer of thanksgiving over the bread, and Jesus laughs. In fact, in the Gospel of Judas, Jesus laughs a great deal.
He's laughing because they think that they're worshiping the true God, but in fact they have it wrong. They're worshiping the God who created this world, who's not the true God. The only one who understands is Judas.
To the Gnostics, the God who created Earth wasn't worthy of worship. Only the true God, a being beyond comprehension, was sacred. Jesus laughs at what he sees as false piety. But the apostles don't understand and grow angry with him.
Their spirits did not dare to stand before him, except for Judas Iscariot.
يدانا مانو الإيمان وتيتا ولا شوينا دموانا شمة دخادة دي شلخة هلايخ بخارني ويقوتا رزاي مالكوثا هي مالكو ربا أوفلا صوف دا أين ملخ لخباث ويتاي خاش فاث لافلا إذ بوناناث ولا إذ كراث باشا.
Jesus issues a challenge to the disciples. He says, let the perfect person inside of you step forward and face me. And that perfect